Florida Senate President getting ready to show Don't Say Gay was a lie to cover all gray. Florida Senate President Kathleen Passidomo, a Republican from Naples, signaled support on Thursday for a potential expansion of Florida's Parental Rights in education law, which drew heavy opposition this year from critics who labeled it the Don't Say Gay bill. Governor Ron DeSantis signed the law HB 1557 in March amid a controversy that centered mainly on a provision that bars classroom instruction about sexual orientation and gender identity in kindergarten through third grade. Also, the law requires that such instructions be, quote, age appropriate in accordance with state academic standards, end quote, in higher grades. Passidomo told reporters Thursday that she would consider expanding the law to bar instruction about sexual orientation and gender identity in additional grades. She said, quote, "The one thing that I think could be looked at is we ended it at grades 1 through 3. I don't think I'd be supportive of high school because kids in high school are hopefully a little bit more mature. At least they should be. But you know, the middle school may be going to 6th grade or something like that," end quote. Opponents have argued the law, which has been challenged in federal court, chills educators' ability to discuss sensitive topics with students and removes teachers as a lifeline for vulnerable LGBTQ+ youth. Well, for me, this is one of those I told you so moments on steroids.
Yeah.
Because we have talked about this on the show for now, how long has it been?
A year.
Or long, it seems longer,
Yeah.
but from the get-go, from the onset, we said, this is what it's about, getting their foot in the door and then expanding it so they can just get as wide a reach as possible.
And that was part of the vague language they used.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, yeah, like you said, we've been talking about this. The sad thing is that it's not really that surprising, just despite how insidious these people are. And actually, from the looks of it, from Passidomo, there are obviously no gay hairdressers in Naples. But you know, she lives for her curling iron. She loves her curling iron.
You know, it's important to have kids be able to access this information, especially 4th, 5th grade. They're starting puberty. That's where their
totally,
sexuality and that's where they're really coming into who they are as a person. So to be able to have these conversations, sex ed's important. It's not about sexualizing, it's education. Everybody matures sexually. It happens. Sorry, parents, your kids are going to mature sexually. We're not telling people to go have sex or who they should have sex. We're teaching them health and well-being and accepting the changes in your body that are going on. Like it's, if I had positive conversations about identity when I was a kid, I would have been suicidal in high school. Like, you know, it's.
I mean, I'm so old, you know, like when I was young, I mean, there was no TV, there was nothing, the word gay, I didn't even know what it was, you know. So yeah, I mean, as young as 1st grade or kindergarten, I was aware before that. So for sure, kids 3 or 4, 5, and 6, as you say, are aware of their sexuality, and that's how it's arising within them. And even more so now because there's more access to information than when we were younger. Even you, David.
Yeah, well, it's absolutely true. I mean, one of the first openly gay mentors, I guess you could see on TV, where I saw somebody portrayed who was doing visibly good, was, you know, early 90s with Pedro Zamora on The Real World. And he did his HIV activism. He came to my school and spoke. And
we did, wow.
That was
It's amazing.
one of the only times I ever saw anybody positively portrayed who was LGBT or learned anything about sexual health or anything.
For sure.
And it was years after that before anything else. So yeah, it was.
LGBTQ+ news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+ community.